Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Tamara. Yes. Oh my gosh. My studio audience is just so supportive, y'all. I just love y'all. But thank you so much for coming back through. If you are new episodes drop every Thursday. So make sure you come on back through one time for the one time. And for all my regular consistent supporters, I really appreciate y'all. I love seeing this time of year different like Spotify and even YouTube will do different like yearly wrap ups. So I love seeing, like, okay, let me not lie and say I don't care about numbers, because of course want people to listen, but I don't know, the day to day, week to week, you don't really see the, I guess, overall picture. So it's kind of cool at the end of the year just to kind of reflect and whatever. Now, I don't care in the sense that numbers will never be why I do what I do. But of course, I want people to listen. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, thank you for coming through. And if you're not, you should totally be following me on social media. So the link to my social media accounts and all that good stuff, the link tree is in the episode notes. And if you haven't yet, y'all got to check out some Melon Intoxicate. So that is my brand that I launched it's the first of the month. Hey, but I launched that brand, super excited about it. Definitely check it out. The link to the merchandise site is in the episode notes. I'm gonna be talking about this every week, y'all, because if I don't promote me, who gonna promote me? You feel me? And it's hoodie season. I got hoodies. It's t-shirt season some places. We got that. We got tank tops, leggings, joggers, coffee cups, tumblers, little wine tumblers with the lid on that thing. We got glasses, um phone cases and phone grippy things so that you don't drop your phone, and also it could be a stand if you want to watch whatever on your phone or whatever. So yeah, go check out the merchandise site. You will have, listen, if you are a person who listens to my show the day it drops, right? So on Thursday, December 16th, there is a 1-day sale where you can get 10% off anything on my site. The code will be in the episode notes. But also when you go to the site, it'll be on there too. So yeah, you can save 10%. Perfect time to check some stuff. Woo! I wouldn't be me if I didn't mess up on my words. Perfect time to check some stuff out. I'll have more sales, here and there. But these have actually been, y'all, site sponsored sales. Yes, that is definitely worthy of all the praise and all that good stuff, because what that means is, like, of course, when someone hosts a sale, they're going to get less profit, but when the merchandise site hosts the sale, I don't lose out on profit. Good. Woo! Your girl is really, let me drink some water, because I don't really know what's going on right now. This is like super duper struggling more than normal. Or maybe it's just been a while. Maybe I forgot who I was and life needed to remind me, because y'all know I be messing up on my words. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so that's the cool thing when they host the site, because then I still get the same profit. All right, cool. So let's get into something not quite so fun. So I want to do this at the top of the show. If you are, I don't know, if you follow me on Twitter or if you've been on the podcast Happy Hours, then you will know who Dean is, because he would always be the most commenting person in every podcast happy hour that we've had. He would always tag me in these just wild tweets that he would see on Twitter. He is a really good friend of Chris's, so she's part of the podcast happy hour crew. And that's actually how I virtually met him, because it's not like I met him in person. And she used to host, I guess it did start with Unsolved Mysteries movie, or not movie, TV show, whatever, which then transitioned to movie nights and all this stuff that we would do virtually. And then we'd have like a Zoom after party. So that's actually where I met Dean, friend of the show, friend of podcast happy hour, but also just somebody I interacted with outside of all of that. You know what I mean? Well, unfortunately, on Thanksgiving, he passed away. And from what I'm understanding, is that he actually passed away 6 or 7 years on the same day as his mom, who had passed away on Thanksgiving. Super just supportive of really all of us as a group. Because, like I said, this is Chris's really good friend that just embraced all of us because of our friendship with her, but then also embraced each of us individually. So he didn't only support podcast happy hour. He didn't only support, my show. It seemed like anything that I ever tweeted about, or if we talked about it on the movie nights, and this goes for all of us, he just super supportive guy, super kind, hilarious, just all these things. But like I said, unfortunately, he passed away. And so I'm discussing this because this was super unexpected. Of course, nobody ever really expects these things to happen. And the family is trying to bury him. So there is a link to a GoFundMe in my episode notes. As I said on the You Recap episode from this week, if you listened to that as well, I don't vouch for just any and everything. You know what I'm saying? Chris is the one who brought it to me. She also doesn't vouch for just anything. So if you are someone who can financially contribute any little bit, and it doesn't have to be hundreds of dollars. It could be $5. It could be whatever. If you can contribute so that they could bury him, I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to use my platform in this way because I truly financially cannot. But if somebody else can, it would really mean a lot to me. Dean was such just a genuine dude. I'm sad that I won't get the chance to meet him whenever I do go to Vegas, because I do have plans to come to Vegas at some point and visit Chris for sure. Plan to be able to try to meet him, and unfortunately I won't be able to. So yeah, if you click the link to the GoFundMe in the episode notes, that'll be there. I just realized I'm not fully prepared for this other section, so I will do the podcast shout out. We'll do that next. So this week, and I'm only going to really do these on solo episodes. I think I told you that before. I feel like just when there's a guest, my episode notes already get super filled up, and I don't necessarily want to take away from highlighting the guest, which is kind of why I've switched to that. Last week I forgot though, because I hadn't done a solo episode in forever, but I ain't forgot about it. You know what I'm saying? But this week we have, Exploring the Myths Behind the Legends podcast, which is an up and coming horror podcast that discusses films, shows, short stories, folklore, urban legends, etc. Their website link will be in the episode notes. I have not listened to them. Sorry if you're watching, you see I'm not really looking, but I'm trying to do something right now. So, but I met them in a retweet group, and so, super supportive people. I love to shout them out. Definitely check them out if that's something you're interested in. So, the next thing we want to talk about is podcast happy hour, y'all. Again, if you catch this episode on Thursday or even Friday the 17th, so if you're one of my early listeners, This Friday, December 17th at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific is the next podcast happy hour. Autumn is hosting it. And so the link to her Twitter is always in my episode notes every week. So follow all of us because we all host, and then you can keep up with what we're doing as far as who's hosting it and what, any special stuff we have going on. But it's going to be at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific. Autumn's platform. If you don't know what the podcast happy hour is, myself, Autumn from the Lit Life podcast, Chris from Shenanigans with Friends, Jay from Jay's Quick 3, or Jay Boog. I kind of fluctuate between what I call her, but that's the same person. And then Audrey from Odd Tales podcast. We all get together. We're all solo podcasters. We get together once a month, and basically we are friends outside of that. So the group chat shenanigans, basically, we bring that monthly as a live show. We each bring a segment either from our show or something else we want to do. And so we are definitely going to have that this month. Come through, bring your favorite drink or whatever it is that you partake in. Come laugh with us, be in the comments so we can interact with y'all. Yeah, that's a thing too. Okay, so probably January or February will be when I have my next live show. I did so much between October and November. And then on top of that, with launching Melon Intoxicate, and I'm finishing up this curriculum. Like it's done, but it's not like done. So I'm trying to wrap up some stuff. And so I just kind of took a month off of doing solo live shows. But when I have a live show, I would really, really love it. Or if you hop on Podcast Happy Hour this Friday, I would really, really love it if y'all would say what's up. My views, appreciate y'all for viewing. I love it. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? But my views are always so much higher than the people that comment. And so, I want to say what's up. I want to interact, have y'all part of the show. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, say what's up. Come through Friday, though. Podcast happy hour. Now, let's get into the next segment, which is I saw a tweet. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, that's a lie. I haven't done it on a solo episode in a while, but I never said I was going to do it every week anyway. Y'all, I'll be having so much fun with this thing, and y'all I can't even say you gotta wait till I get my audio mixer, because I'll be giving it to y'all now because I always make it work. Like, I've been thinking about how I started in the closet with my cell phone and a little mic that was plugged into my cell phone, and then all that I'm doing now, I always make it work. I am MacGyver in this mug. You feel me? Matamra. You know what I mean? So Madonna, somebody, and I'm gonna make it work. And now that I have figured how I can make sounds, y'all, yes, let them know. Y'all gonna get these sounds, okay? So I never said I was gonna I saw a tweet every week, but I do see things on the Twitterverse, or in some cases, I tweet things out to create, whatever. So let me go ahead and share my screen so that if you're watching, you can see it. Okay, I like this better. This one. Okay, makes me feel fancy. All right, this is not even the right tweet. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. See, doing too much. I mean, you know what? I'm trying to think if I should just do that tweet. Yeah, I actually will do that one instead. I guess that's the one we're supposed to do. Okay, so I'll do the other one too. That's a little light-hearted topic, because this episode isn't like, I don't have a ton planned for this episode, you know what I mean? So it's just, I guess this is what y'all gonna get. But the tweet says, there are people who won't support what you're doing simply because they don't want to see you do more than they can. But just keep grinding and step out of your comfort zone, and soon enough, you'll find your tribe of genuine supporters. Hashtag free game, hashtag growth mindset. And if you're wondering who tweeted that, if you're not watching, it was me. You know what I'm saying? And the interesting thing is that I see a lot of people, um, I see a lot on Twitter. I see a lot on TikTok too. I've been seeing this trend where people are talking about nobody's gonna be there for you, and nobody's gonna support you, and nobody's gonna be there, and it's just you and blah blah blah. And it'll be like while people are working out, or I've seen it the most with that. And in some ways that can be true. Now, let's talk about my podcast journey. When I first started podcasting, if I'm honest, even still to this day, you feel me? To this day. But when I first started podcasting, yes, I will promote it on my personal Facebook where all my like friends and family are, but I don't expect much interaction from them because in previous creative projects that I've had, so like blogging and all that stuff, people really wouldn't, read the blogs or whatever. And so when I started podcasting, I decided that I was going to step out of my comfort zone. And that's what made me start getting on Twitter more, because I'm like, if I only promote to the people that already, no shade to y'all if you happen to be listening, but if I only promote to the people that already were not really supporting previous projects, then it's going to be the same thing where I'm going to quit. And I didn't want that. So I'm like, okay, let me cast my net out into a broader audience of people. And that was literally, though I had to step out of my comfort zone because I'm not really a small talk. Well, now I am. In the beginning, I struggled with like small talk and even figuring out like how to navigate when people DM you, what they really want, and all this stuff. And so, um, I really had to step out of my comfort zone to start networking on Twitter and Instagram too, but more so Twitter. And it was the best thing that I did because most of the guests that I have on my show are other content creators that I didn't know before podcasting. Most of the people that I talk to on a consistent basis, because they get the grind and they get the struggles or whatever, or we've just built a friendship. Podcasting maybe brought us together, and then we've built a friendship beyond that. But there are people that I didn't know prior to podcasting, the people that I talk to like every day, you know what I mean? And so while in one sense people may not support you, because I mean you're not tripping. They probably really just don't want to see you do more than they can. Unfortunately, there are people like that in this world. But if you step out of your comfort zone and do what you're doing, so promote and all that thing, but promote to other people, you will find. Now, use some tact, you know what I'm saying? Because I still do not like when I get these DMs from people that I don't know that want me to support them, and everybody has their method. I just ignore them now. Like, if you follow me and I follow you back, okay, cool. I did what I wanted to do. But then if you DM me asking me to do all this stuff, and nowhere, and I read it, and nowhere in that message, because I used to get like, oh, subscribe to my YouTube and I'll subscribe to yours. Okay, cool. Mutually beneficial, because again, we're strangers. But anywho, let's get away from that. But yeah, so one of the best decisions that I made was to step outside of my comfort zone and, find my tribe basically. The more I pour into this, the more that people gravitate towards it, towards me, And so while some people really do not want to see you shine because they can't, or maybe they tried to and it didn't work out for them, don't let that discourage you. Just again, step out of your comfort zone. And I say it like that because I wonder how many other of my other blogs that I started back in the day would have kept going had I stepped out of my comfort zone back then. But I'm glad that happened because I don't think I would have had that not happened. So had that not happened many, many years ago, then a couple years ago when we got to podcasting, I mean, y'all wouldn't know me. I wouldn't be going 100 and this is my 108th episode, 108th week. And I say that because I only number the weeks, so the episodes that drop on my actual drop day, so on Thursday, those are the only ones I number. However, I have had over 100 episodes since before I got to episode 100. Like, I think the last time I looked, I have like 135 episodes or something like that because I have a lot of bonus episodes, but I don't number those. But nevertheless, I would not have got to 108 weeks of, straight content had I not have stepped out of my comfort zone. So that's my encouragement. Sometimes you have to shift the way you do things. Sometimes you have to do the same thing but to a different audience or return to something that didn't work for that audience in the past, but now it's going to work, in a different space. You just really got to be super flexible when you're working towards trying to achieve any goal. Like, be goal focused, yes, but be a little bit flexible somewhat in the methods that you use to get there. So that's my encouragement with that. That's not even the tweet that I really wanted to talk about. So let's get into this tweet that I actually want to talk about, which is a little bit more lighthearted. With the holidays coming up, and I've even seen like people that I follow on Instagram or whatever, so like influencers or even some celebrities talking about cleaning up a lot right now because we have all these family gatherings and whatnot. And one day I was thinking about, I think I had just cleaned the bathroom, which is what brought about this tweet. I'm a clean person. So if you ever come to my house, I'm the kind of person that you really could just pop up unannounced and the house will be presentable. I don't have to you don't have, well, give me notice because don't just pop up at my house. You feel me? But if you were to, it would be presentable to where you could come in and I don't have to like hurry up and clean up or whatever because I don't like mess. I need order and all that stuff for me. You know what I'm saying? But cleaning the bathroom is literally my least favorite thing to do in the world, especially cleaning the toilet. Because you gotta not only just clean inside the toilet, you gotta clean outside the toilet, the bottom of the toilet, clean behind the toilet, you know what I'm saying? Trying to mop behind there and all this stuff. It's such a tedious task, is why I don't like it. Plus, folks can be nasty in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? And so when I was cleaning the bathroom, this was actually last month that I thank y'all for all y'all that participated because I did ask for feedback and I did say it was going to be in a future episode. I just didn't think it'd take me a month to get here, but I think it was right after this I got the inspiration for the Black Card Revoked series, and obviously that took priority over this. But thank you for everybody that gave me feedback. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. So the tweet said, "What's your least favorite room to clean in your house and why?" So let's see what folks had to say. Somebody named Cal said, "The kitchen 100%. Dishes are the bane of my existence. Oh, can't forget the stove. I'd rather clean 5 toilets than clean grease off of my stovetop once." That is a very strange mindset. I would rather clean the oven by hand than clean the toilet. Like, that is very interesting. Shout out to Simply well, Gourmet Grinchiana from Sweatpants and Stretch Marks. But she said the bathroom. Yes, I feel you. Self-care after dark said my bedroom because I have so much clothes to put away. Again, I would rather pick up dirt or lint off from the carpet by hand than clean the bathroom. Once Upon a Nightmare podcast said, "I think my sitting room, kids' toys just make it feel messy, so no matter how many times I tidy up." The legendary Shogun said, "Guest bedroom." Then he asked me if he had to do expand. I can't remember What did he say? He just said he didn't explain why, and I said he didn't have to. See you next Tuesday podcast. Bathroom, praise you. Yes, yes. Everybody that said bathroom, I feel you. And if you didn't say bathroom, I low key was like judging you because I think it's kind of weird that you would rather clean a bathroom than like your bedroom or even the kitchen. She said she has 2 sons and a husband. The daughter doesn't pee on the floor. Yeah, men. Sometimes y'all aim be a little bit off. You know what I'm saying? A Cincy fan talking podcast said the kitchen definitely, it never feels like I'm done cleaning it. Something always pops up to be cleaned. It's annoying as hell. Low key, I like high key actually. Every house that we've had a dishwasher in or apartment, I prefer to wash by hand, so I will actually just use the dishwasher for like a drying rack. You know what I'm saying? So there's more space for that. But I actually prefer to wash by hand. I feel like the dishes get cleaner. I've gotten some of the greatest revelations. You know how some people get great thoughts or whatever in the shower. Mine has been while washing the dishes at a time. So yeah. Once Upon a Nightmare podcast. So maybe she commented twice. Okay, sure. Because I thought I was tripping. No, I mean, of course, comment twice, but I just thought I was tripping. Okay. I find in the kitchen, I always have one surface that is a dumping ground for bags, keys, notepads, etc., and it makes it look messy all the time. Weird Distractions podcast, the bathroom. Yes. Yeah, my audience agrees too. Because again, if you didn't say bathroom, I don't know. That's just strange to me. Riddle Me That True Riddle Me That True Crime podcast. Shout out to Jules. She said the bathroom, hands down. Microphone and Monsters said the bedroom because of the carpet. Rest is either tile or hardwood and just easier to clean and keep clean. Again, I would rather pick lint out of the carpet by hand than clean the bathroom, but okay. The Cut podcast, he's so funny. He said room to clean question mark, and I was like, yeah. And then he said, I let wife tell me which one I hate. Crime Divers pod, the bathroom, don't know why, just hate it. Yes. I feel you. Chick Lit with Karen and Aubrey said, girl, the bathroom is always the worst. Yes. Yes, honey. Yes, 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 yes. Um Munch My Benson and SVU podcast said the sex dungeon. And I'm not gonna. Did he respond? Yeah, he did. Okay. So, and I was like, wait, what? Because I know it's Twitter, but I just didn't expect that. He said, I mean, the sex dungeon is just a much bigger pain to clean up. Leather is fickle. Lighting, question mark, suboptimal for cleaning. It's a nightmare. So, yeah. Family Plot podcast said the bathroom for kids can create a lot of bathroom gross. Amen. Some F My Work Life podcast said probably my bedroom. I tend to let stuff pile up there throughout the week instead of being a good adult and just putting it away when I'm done with it. And it gets so dusty because our slider is open all year round. I hate dusting. Dusting is not my favorite thing to do either, but I prefer that over cleaning the bathroom. And laundry, folding and putting away and all that good stuff used to be my least favorite thing to do, to the point where, I'm single and I would just put the clean laundry on the other side of the bed. But I have grown as a person and I feel like it started in 2020. Yeah, shout out to the pandemic. It was then that I decided that I was going to be 40 that year and I was going to be a better person and just grow. Y'all know I'm always about the ways I'm trying to grow. And one of the ways that I have grown is now when I do laundry, if I don't put it away the same day, so like hang it up or fold it or wherever it goes, then it's the next day, but not beyond that. So it's generally the same day though, just because I just want to get it over and done with. So, y'all, I'm growing out here. Um Tia V Fitness said, is the whole house an answer choice? I said yes, so I guess that's her answer. Valet, not sure how to pronounce that, said, ugh, the kitchen. After dinner, when you realize it looks like there were multiple sous chefs in your kitchen, but it was just you and ridiculous habit of using a knife and spatula for everything you make. Me talking to my multiple personalities. And then she included a sign that said, our expectations of you were low, for you were low, holy F word. I'm trying to stop cussing, y'all. I don't know why, but I just, for whatever reason, I'm at that point in my life. So those were those responses. And then Baylor quote tweeted and said, the living room, a clean living room is therapeutic, especially on the weekends. Again, I don't understand why the bathroom was not everyone's answer. Manny Brown said, I know not a room, but I despise cleaning, sweeping my stairs. I don't know why, but it just irks my soul. Again, if you did not say the bathroom, I just don't understand why the bathroom was not everybody's answer. So I either have to assume that either A, you are not cleaning your bathroom and maybe you have someone else clean it and that's why that's not your answer, or I don't know. That's just weird if bathroom is not your answer. Like there's just so much, or you don't clean it right. Like if you don't clean the bottom of your toilet or around behind the back of the toilet, your toilet ain't really clean. It ain't just about cleaning the inside of the toilet. Now, gloves and all that stuff, yes, of course I wear that. But then also scrubbing the tub and the shower walls, and like there's just so much, especially when I've had bathrooms that'll have that like molding shelving stuff just in there with the little ridges where the soap goes. You got to, like, it's just such a tedious thing that I don't understand why bathroom was not everybody's answer. But okay, whatever. Let's move on to the next thing. Thanks for participating, guys, though. Thanks for participating, though, guys, because now I finally, you know what I'm saying, use that segment. So, moving on to the next thing on the agenda, which I don't have much more. I just have a story I wanted to tell y'all. Because who would I be if life didn't give me, and my life has always been like this, where like weird things happen that just literally do not make any sense to me or even the people around me when I mention it. But let's get into it. So, the other day, right? Actually, it was last week. Someone who shall not be named because I don't even know why. But somebody hit me up and asked me to take them to the emergency room. So I took them to the emergency room. And the stupid thing about all of this is that because of COVID, I couldn't even go in the emergency room. Like they wouldn't even let me in. And then because of we had masks, you know what I'm saying? But despite that, and it was just me and this person. So there was not a group of us. There was just two of us. I was their ride. So they would not let me wait in the emergency room with this person. That's number one. Number two, because of the time of night that it was, I couldn't even go. I was going to go wait in like this other little random area that's like in a different section of the hospital because I had to use the restroom anyway. But when I went over there, because again, they wouldn't even let me use the restroom by the freaking emergency room. So when I went over there, the lady was like, well, we about to close, so you can't even wait over here because they're about to lock all this down. And she actually was really nice. Shout out to her. We're going to call her Miss Susie, you know what I'm saying? This older white lady. I don't know what her title would be. Her and this other lady they weren't like at the check-in desk or anything else. It was just some random part of the hospital. But she was like really nice and like besides showing me where the bathroom was, she like went above and beyond to try to figure out why I couldn't go wait in the ER because she didn't understand why if there was only just one person with the person that I took why I couldn't. So she like went above and beyond and went to go find out. Unfortunately, I still couldn't, like, she couldn't do anything about it. But still, just the fact that she tried, I love that. So shout out to Miss Susie. So then I'm like, all right, Well, I lived because I went to the hospital. I took them to the hospital closest to their house, so about a good 20 minutes from my mom's house. So I was not about to go drive all the way back to my mom's house when I didn't really know, like, I didn't really wanna have to come back. I didn't know how long we were gonna be there, what all was gonna happen, so I just wanted to stay close by. So, what I decided to do was get in my car, and what else would I do when I'm bored and have nothing to do but get on the TikTok, you know what I'm saying? I have really been enjoying. I don't even watch TV like that, and I never have. But well, I ain't gonna say never have, but I haven't, like, I feel like this started when I started college is when I really just, if I don't have time to watch TV, I just don't. But what I will do is scroll social media, and TikTok has become one of my favorite apps because it's very entertaining. Now, Twitter is my favorite to interact with people, but when I just want to be entertained but not watch TV, I'll just scroll on TikTok, and I mean, there are just such creative people in this world, you know what I mean? So I'm scrolling on TikTok, and then I'm in my car, so I'm like, okay, let me be a responsible adult. You know what I'm saying? I'm 41 years old. I know that you can't have your car, I wasn't going to leave it on. That's number one. And I know that there's a setting that you can put your car on if you turn it, either it's backwards in some cars or the first click in my current car. And I think it's called accelerator or something, ACC. I don't know what that, I can't remember. But if you put it in that mode, you can have your radio on, you can have, charge your cell phone, which is why I turned it on so that I could make sure my phone didn't die so that when the hospital called me, because what they had said was once he got into a room that I could go wait in there in the room. I just couldn't be in there while he was in the like waiting area. And again, I wasn't about to do no back and forth, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in my car, I'm on the TikTok, living the dream, you know what I'm saying? And the nice Miss Susie had given me a card with the number that I could call to kind of like get the status of the person. So she had said, wait a little while, maybe 45 minutes or so, call, get a status. So I was on TikTok so long that I just was in my own little world. Mind you, I had given them my number. I was the point of contact of call me when I can come in. Still hadn't heard from them. So at this point, like, I want to say 2 hours probably has gone by with me thinking that my car was in the correct mode for draining the battery. I mean, charging my battery and doing all that was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, the radio technically could have been on, but I didn't have it on. And, all that good stuff. So 2 hours of this, y'all. So I call into the emergency room and I'm like, hey, can I get a status? And they're like, well, we took a COVID test. We do. He didn't have no COVID, but we took a COVID test and we're still waiting on the results of that. And basically couldn't give me like any type of update of anything. And I had to go to the bathroom at this point. So I was like, okay, well, let me go to the bathroom and then I'll come back. Cause I was just going to go to a gas station. You know what I mean? Cause at this point, or yeah, I don't think there were any stores close by. So I was going to go to the nearest gas station. Not them gas stations where you got to get a key and go to some little obscure room off, usually not even connected to the gas station. No, I need there to be a bathroom in the building, like it's inside. It's a regular bathroom that I know y'all clean and all that good stuff. I'm kind of picky. I hate using public restrooms, period, because ew. I told you I don't even like cleaning my own bathroom. I do, but I don't like it. It's like just such a dirty place. But I am very picky about like where I will use public restrooms, and I definitely do not use them at those gas stations where you give me a key to a bathroom that's not even like inside the building. Absolutely not. So that was the plan, guys. I was gonna go use the restroom, and then I was gonna come back, and I was gonna maybe at that point be able to go into the hospital. But oh no, that's not the way it happened, y'all. Not at all. That's not how it happened. Because what had happened was I didn't have it on the right mode. So when I went to go start my car, my battery was dead, y'all. Dead. Like dead, dead. Like no inside lights coming on, none of that type dead. You know what I'm saying? So call my brother, which praise God that he answered because I was a little worried if he might have actually been working because it was technically the time he could have been working and he doesn't answer the phone when he's working. But usually when I call, he'll usually answer the phone. He did answer, and I'm like, hey, I need a jump. So he's like, all right, cool, I'll be there, whatever. So I'm sitting there waiting, whoop de whoop, and he gets there and we try to jump my battery. Now, let me give y'all some background on who I am as a car mechanic. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not new to jumping batteries. I have even changed an ignition coil in a previous car that I had. So I'm the type of person when it comes to like handy stuff in the house, not like super dragging it out. Like plumbing is kind of where I draw the line on try to do stuff, but any other stuff I will try to do it myself. Electrical to a degree, it kind of depends what it is. And even car stuff, like I will change batteries myself. Now I don't get into like changing oil and all that just because that can be messy. But one time an ignition coil went out in one of my cars and I YouTubed how to fix it. Shout out to YouTube University. And I remember when I went to the auto parts stores, they was trying to talk all that stuff like they didn't think I was going to know what I was going to be doing, but I don't do things if I don't feel confident that I can do it. You know what I'm saying? And I did that. So I does this. I'm not new to all this, okay? So, also though, some more background information. I got my car year and a half ago. So it was actually my 40th birthday present to myself. And I have not had any issues with this car, so I've never had to jump the car or anything. The only thing that ever went out was the fuel pump, and that was covered by warranty. And obviously, that was not something that I, needed to do. But other than that, I have literally had no issues with this car. All of that information is very important, okay? Keep that in the back of your mind as you get ready to judge me as I tell you what happened. Okay, so we tried to jump my car. Now, I know the red goes on the red, and I know the black goes on the back. Again, I does this. I'm not new to this. You know what I'm saying? I've done this. I've been driving since I was six, or I think I got my first car when I was 17. I've had cars that have had car problems. I've had to jump batteries, so I'm not like a new driver that don't know what I'm doing. I'm 41 years old, and I already showed y'all my resume on what you know what I'm saying, I be doing out here in these auto mechanic streets. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your girl if you need some car work done or whatever. Okay, so we tried to jump. We tried to jump my car, and we couldn't get it to jump. So now, as I was looking at the way everything was positioned, I'm like, okay, I'm confident that that is the positive post, so the red, but I wasn't 100% confident that what appeared to be the negative post was the negative post because you couldn't even see like where the battery was. Like they just had it really weirdly configured in my engine, and I was just kind of like, double check it with my brother because I'm like, does this is the negative post, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't see what else would be. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess maybe I need a new battery because it would not jump, like no, it wouldn't even like lights come on, like none of that. And he was like, well, I mean, if your battery is that dead, then I mean, it was gonna die anyway. So, and then I just started thinking, like, well, it's good that it happened at the hospital in the parking garage, like where it's covered, it's safe. I could leave it here tonight, come back tomorrow, figure it out, and kind of go from there. Rather than if I would have went to the gas station and that would have happened, who knows what would have happened. So, like, I'm always the person that even when negative things happen, I try to look at the bright side of things and like keep a positive perspective. I've kind of had to because I've had a lot of foolishness happen in my life that thank God I'm like that because I never would have made it. You know what I'm saying? Besides Jesus, you know. So my brother brings me back to my mom's house, and then I text the person and I'm like, hey, I this is what happened, but I got somebody else to go pick them up. So I'm like, this person, text them when you're ready to go and all that good stuff. Okay. Now we gonna talk about let's not go there yet on what was wrong with them. Let's not go there yet. So I get home and I'm like, well, at least I don't have to worry about trying to get to work or all these things. And then like it was supposed to snow. Actually, it did snow a little bit the next day. So I asked my mom if she could kind of like take me to go try to figure it out. But I said, can you take me Saturday? So that happened on a Thursday. So last Thursday, if you listen to this on time, then it was Friday that I was like, okay, well, can you take me on Saturday because it's supposed to snow and it was supposed to start snowing by the time she got off. And I'm like, I don't want to be out here in this snow trying to deal with my car. She's like, all right, cool. So Saturday comes and I was up hella late Friday night because I was trying to finish this something for a client. And I like Saturday's my like rest day where I don't work or anything. So when I say I was up late, like I was up to like 4. I've had nights like that lately where I'll be up till 4 or 5 trying to like hurry up and get something done so that the next day I don't have to deal with it. You know what I mean? So slept in, blah blah blah, get up, and my mom's like, well, I have AAA, so we could just have AAA tow it here. That way, excuse me, whatever the issue is, she has a mechanic friend. I could have him come look at it. She's like, because then we don't have to deal with that like in the parking garage. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then sidebar, okay, because all of this, it all goes together. So sidebar, we called AAA, and AAA is like they can't come till like 7 at night. It's probably like 2 o'clock at this point or something like that. So we're like, oh, maybe it's 3, but either way, that's a long span of time. My mom had something she had to do. She had to go help decorate at her church. So my mom was like, I don't. Yeah, okay. They're not coming till 7. I don't want to waste time just sitting here waiting on them. So if I buy you lunch, you know what I'm. Well, really, it was breakfast for me because I actually hadn't eaten yet. But she was like, if I buy you some food, will you help decorate? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. What do you want? And then I kind of started complaining because my mom lives in she doesn't live like so there's like North Omaha is where predominantly black people live. Then there's west, there's south, and then there's like suburbs and all that. My mom lives in North Omaha. And the thing about North Omaha is like there are restaurants, like if I'm gonna eat fast food, I don't eat everybody's fast food, but there's like certain restaurants that I'll go to, and none of them restaurants are in North Omaha. Like they just don't have the greatest selection of fast food or even just restaurants in general, which is annoying. So I kind of started complaining about that, but then we settled on where I would go. She bought me some food, so I'm bashing. Little do she know, okay? But I told her later because I was going to get my food first. Little did she know I would have decorated Christmas stuff for free. Like, she didn't even have to offer me food because I really love, and if you follow me on social media or know me, you know I love decorating for Christmas. That is like the one holiday, excuse me, that I like super duper drag it out. And all my stuff is in storage, and I can't do that this year, and I've actually been really sad about that. So this was like actually a blessing for her to ask me to do this, and she gave me some food. You know what I'm saying? So I went there, I did my little thing, and all that good stuff. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make. Oh shoot. Yeah, okay. Apparently, there's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, and so that's what y'all heard. There's literally nothing I can do about that, and I'm not about to edit that out. Maybe, but I doubt it. Okay, so she didn't have to give me anything to, you know what I'm saying, but we go to the church, and yeah. So the picture that's the whatever it's called, cover art. That's the tree that I decorated at the church. I think I'm gonna make that the cover art because it just really was good for my soul. Like I literally I told y'all I journal and I pray and all these things. And one of the things I was kind of like, a minor complaint, first world problems, is I was sad because I'm like, dang, I can't even do Christmas how I normally do. Like if you there has been years because it's been popping up in my Snapchat memories, which actually has made me even sadder. Like I had 1 year, actually 2 years, gift wrap the I have a lot of like pictures, like family pictures or other stuff, like some artwork and stuff on my walls. Gift wrapped that so it looked like presents. Gift wrapped even like the cabinets that were in the area where the Christmas tree was, so it just looked like presents. Like when I say I drag it out, if I had more money, I would drag it out even more. Like there's the Christmas tree, yes, then there's like decorations all throughout the house. Like it is just and then one Christmas after, like, pro tip, if you want to get a new Christmas tree or just any type of Christmas decorations, if you get it after Christmas, it's on like super duper sale. So I got one of these like light things that all these different color lights and all this stuff will point on the ceiling, and I got two of them, so I will do all that. Like it really be a whole vibe in my house during Christmas season, but all my stuff is in storage, so I would have did that for free. You know what I'm saying? Then here's another sidebar. Long story short, I needed a bigger purse, but I'm trying to be kind of like picky on what I spend my money on right now, because while I'm, praise the Lord, my business is getting to a place where I'm like having more business and bringing more income. There was a point when it wasn't. Now, thank God I haven't had to consider rent. That's why I've been able to just go ahead and go all in with my goals and dreams and pursue it. Very blessed in that sense. Don't think I ever would have said that, but I see how like it all worked together for my good to be in the situation that I'm in. But so I'm trying to be like kind of picky about what I spend my money on and stuff like that. And so I needed a bigger purse. And it's not like my other purse was like super big. I go through these weird phases where like I'll have a bigger purse and then I'll want a smaller purse. And it's just this weird thing. So I was back to the I need a bigger purse phase. And not any of my old purses, which are all in storage anyway. So I was just like, well, whatever. Well, while I was there, long story short, I got a brand new, nice purse that's like perfect for me. That if I had not been helping my mom at the church, I wouldn't have got to, one, do Christmas decorating, two, free lunch, three, get a purse. Blessings on blessings on blessings, you feel me? Now let's get back to the car, okay? So my car's name is Ruby Tuesday, but we call her Ruby because she red, you feel me? Ruby is chilling at the hospital, right? So I'm like, I know she's good. Like it did snow, and I was like, okay, well, this is good that I don't have to clean no car off or worry about none of that, even though the snow has already since melted because like it really wasn't even cold enough for all that. But AAA gets there and they're like, okay, I'm gonna try to jump it first. And I'm like, I doubt that's gonna work because we tried to jump it and it didn't work. Y'all, when I tell y'all that this man went to my car battery and jumped my battery so quick that it took me a second to register that my car was running. And I was like, what did you do? He was like, I just jumped it. And I'm like, okay, well, how? Because we tried to jump it and we couldn't. And this is when I found out that the positive post that I put the battery cable on, or charger cable, or whatever the hell it's called, that was correct. So the positive post was correct. The negative post that I thought was the negative post, if y'all can hear the tornado sirens, I'm sorry, can't do nothing about that either because apparently it's tornado warning, thunderstorm, all these things. I'm almost done though, but I just want to let y'all know. But apparently the negative post that I had chose, even though he said I could see why you would have thought that was, but that's aluminum and not metal. Because I know that you can even put the battery cable on, the battery charger, jumper cable, that's what it's called. You can even put the jumper cable on just a metal part of your car if you didn't know that you could. See, I know things, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like completely uneducated when it comes to car, but I know that you could just put it on like a metal part of your car, and even that can help. But apparently what I was putting it on was aluminum, so that's why it wouldn't do anything. So therefore, it's not that my battery was super duper dead. It's that I wasn't charging it correctly. And that's why my car didn't work. So, the good thing though, out of all that, is had I not had that inconvenience, I would have had no reason to be at my mom's church, Christmas decorating. That in and of itself just like really blessed me. I wouldn't have got lunch and I wouldn't have got a new purse. So my encouragement, and the reason I always share these stories, there's always like usually something involved, is that sometimes we go through stuff that is like a hella inconvenience, but there can be a blessing in it. Or I always look at it too, like you never know what you're saved from when you have these inconveniences and stuff like that. I heard stories about some of the people like surrounding the whole 9/11 when the towers, you know, were blown up and all that stuff. There were people that were like supposed to be on those flights that because they either had a flat tire or forgot something or whatever, ultimately it saved their life because they missed their flight. So it's like these inconveniences, not a lot of times, sometimes there's a blessing that's in it. So just always try to have like try to look at the bright spot. That's what I call them. Try to look at the silver lining. That's another way to say stuff, because you can't always control what happens to you, but you can control your perspective and how you respond to it. And that's very much how I am in all things, in all circumstances with people. I can't control what other people do. I can only control what I do. So if I communicate a boundary or whatever and you don't respect it and it's whatever, then I might just got to cut you off, and it just is what it is. No love lost. I don't hate you. But if you just are just hell bent on being toxic, you could just be toxic by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself mentally and emotionally. I know this time of year, seasonal depression, it is a very real thing. You know what I'm saying? So do what you got to do to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself spiritually. For me, my relationship with God is how I am spiritually healthy. I share that with y'all. Whatever you need to do to be spiritually healthy, we all have a spirit and it needs to be healthy. Period. That's why I say that every week. And healthy relationships. Don't be out here toxic. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of healthy relationships and family gatherings, next week's episode, I have a guest. Yes. And it's a new guest. So it's a guest that has been a friend of the show, but this is going to be his first time being on the show. So Kyle from 12 Kyle Podcast. I love his podcast. You should definitely check it out if you have never listened to it. I'll actually put the link to his show in the episode notes this week as well. But next week, he and I are doing an episode where we are going to discuss some of the funny moments and funny memories that we have from family gatherings, because you have a lot of those this time of year with the holidays. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all come back and check that out. As always, I definitely appreciate all of your support. I'm sorry, that's my phone again, and my phone's on silent, so there's like nothing I can do about these emergency things. I apologize. But anyways, I thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for sticking with me through all of this and just continuing to be awesome people. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day, night, whenever you listen to this and all that good stuff. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for...